Jai Hind friend. Uh, it's a new lesson. It's a new Kane Betwa interlink project. Today I am going to discuss to you this one. So I think it's will be interesting. So enjoy this. Okay. In this project there is two rivers. One is Kane and one is Betwa. They both are different rivers. They're not the same river. They are different. Kane river is different. Another river, and the Betwa river is another river. And here we are discussing the interlinking between Ken River and the Betwa River. It's a project which is starting nowadays. Okay, the both the rivers Ken and Betwa, they are originated in that's mean Madhya Pradesh. They are originated in Madhya Pradesh, and they are the tributaries of Yamuna. Okay, they are the tributaries of Yamuna, and the Ken River meets with Yamuna in Banda. Here here you saw this one. This one is the Banda. Then the Ken River the Ken rivers meet to Yamuna in the Banda. Okay, and the Betwa rivers meet Yamuna in Hamirpur. And where is the Hamirpur? Hamirpur is in UP, and the Banda is also in UP. The both the district of the UP. The Ken River is passes through the Pana. Here is the Pana. What this Pana Pana Tiger Reserve. There is a it's a tiger reserve where the tigers are stay, and it's looking like a forest. It's really a forest of the tiger. So it's very important to remember you that the Pana is in UP, and the nearest river is Ken River, which is passes through Pana. And for starting this project, the cost of this project is 18,000 crore. Okay, and here you can see the canal, which is a linking route from Kane to Betwa. It's a going see that figure which is in red. That line is the canal. It is passing through Kane to Betwa, and the passing point is Panna. Okay, the area covered by this project is total 6,35,661 hectare, and in UP it's 2,065 2 lakh 65,780 hectare, and in Madhya Pradesh it's 3 lakh 69,881 hectare. So it's clear that the people of the Madhya Pradesh take more benefits for compared to the people of Uttar Pradesh. Okay, it's a national project. So the cost of 18,000 crore is divided into two parts. One is the center part and one is the state part. And the state gives 90% of amount of this project. So the 18,000 crore, that the 90% of this amount is given by the center, and the 10% of this amount is given by the state government. And in the states it's also divided into two parts, because there are two states, one is Madhya Pradesh and one is Uttar Pradesh. So it's divided into two parts. Then the 10% is also divided into two parts, 5% and 5%. So the 5% of the amount given by the Uttar Pradesh government, and the 5% of amount given by the Madhya Pradesh government. Okay, now here we can see the some constitutional provisions. Okay, and now we are talking about the article 262(1). Okay, in this article, the 262(1) of the Constitution deals with the adjudication of interstate water dispute. That's mean if there is a dispute of water between two states, that will be solved by their governments only. The state governments only solve this problem. No one can interfere in this matter. Okay, and when we are talking about Article 262 2, it's this article says that hold that neither Supreme Court nor any other court shall exercise jurisdiction in respect of interstate water dispute. So no Supreme Court is coming into this, and no any other court is coming into this to discuss this matter, because if this matter goes to the Supreme Court or the other courts, that will take a long period of time. So it's totally clear that this matter is solved only between the states. No Supreme Court and no any courts coming into this side. And also water is a state subject. It's not a center subject. so it's only a state subject, so state can only permitted to solve their problem. If there is any queries related to water, it's state problem, so they can solve their problem. Okay, and here the CM of MP and the Chief Minister of UP, they signed the memorandum of agreement to implement the Ken Beta project. They signed an agreement and they started this project. And the sign is also done by the center. So it's a tripartite tripartite. It's an agreement. Okay, because three person come into this side, and it's the project is started on what water days. It's on 22nd of March. So this project is started on 22nd of March. And if you're talking about this project, the project is 77-meter tall and 2 kilometer wide, and the name of is Dhaudhan Dawn. Okay, and that it's a 230-kilometer canal. It's a long canal. It's 230 kilometer, and it built the electricity of 78 megawatt. So the also it's a good thing to provide to the local people, because it's a multinational project, because more things is happening in this project. Okay, and now we are looking the advantage of interlinking of rivers, and the first one is reducing drought. The drought is the biggest query in India, because a lots of farmer have not that much of money that they go and purchase that all things which is related to produce the water. So it's a big query. So it's a good thing that which farmer is facing this problem, it's totally be solved, because if the dam is totally done, then lots of rivers, lots of small rivers are coming inside outside of that dam. So it's almost solved the problem of that area. And if you're talking about the farmer benefits, in India a lots of farmer attend the suicide. There are lots of cases of suicide of the farmer. They, because they have no money, they don't get the profit. In fact, they don't get their cost which is given by them. And then I think it's also reduce the farmers suicide cases. I pray to God that it's happened. And it's also which farmer is depend on the groundwater, that problem is also be solved because of this dam. If the river is go, then the small rivers, they can they can take the water free of cost from the river. So it's a good things. Okay, now we are talking. I am talking about electricity production. So it was not only accelerate the water conservation by construction of the multi-purpose dam, but will also produce 103 megawatt of hydropower, and will supply drinking water to 62 lakhs of people. It's totally beneficial, because 62 lakh people provide water directly. Because there is a huge if this is passed, then the government do a lots of thing in that area. They stabilize a huge of tanks of water, then the supply coming to home. So it's good for that part. And the electricity will provide, then it's totally good. For I think it's good for UP and MP both. Both the state, it's more profitable. Okay, now here we are talking about the issues, that what the issues coming into it. And first we're talking about, of course, its environment. Though, so because of certain environment and wildlife conservation concern, like passing of the project through critical tiger habitat of Pana Tiger Reserve, the project is stuck in from the approval from National Green Tribunal. National Green Tribunal, the short form of the National Green Tribunal is NGT, and other higher authorities. And secondly, we talk about economics. So there is a huge economic cost attached. It's 18,000 crore with the project implementation and maintenance, which has been raised due to delay in project implementation. So I think its cost is too high. The cost is too high. It's 18,000 crore. It's not a little cost to make a dam. And I also don't think that this is done, then I don't know what's the output, we recover that much of amount or not. And the big issue is the displacement of 20,000 people of the Bundelkhand. Oh, you know that people of the Bundelkhand, they have to displace their place, and it's more difficult to remove his own place to and go for the new place. It's really more difficult, and here is a big village which have to which have to displayed. And there is also a huge problem, because in this project the destroy also, you know, destroyed about 7 approximately 7.2 lakh trees. It's not a small amount of tree, it's a very very big amount of tree, because India is a very that populated country. And in this situation they cut the 7.2 lakh trees. Then how what's the impact in the environment, what is happening with the people? And related to rain, because the rain is happening, of course, for the trees. And here we talking about national prospective plan for interlinking of rivers. The National River Linking Project, NRLP, is also known as the National Perspective Plan. So remember that things, the National River Linking Project is also known as National Representative Plan. What's the full form of NRLP? The full form of NRLP is National River Linking Project. Then remember this thing. And the main focus of this project is that transfer the water from suppliers and supplies are to dispute area. Because in surplus areas, oh I'm sorry, transfer the water from surplus or to deficit area. Because in surplus area there is a huge amount of water, so that if we don't if we don't transfer this water, then there is a problem of more water. And under the NPP, the National Water Develop Agency, the short form is NWDA, has identified 30 links also. This is one of the link into this is one of the 30 links. And you know the full form of NPP, it's National Perspective Plan. Okay, in this the 16 under the peninsular uh, component, which what is the peninsular component? The south part of the components are called peninsular component, which mean Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, the Karnataka, they are called peninsular component. All right. And the 14 under the Himalayan component, and which is coming under the Himalayan, the northern part, which is the 16 under the peninsular what, the southern part. And the 16 under the peninsular components, the 16 under the peninsular means southern part, and the 14 under the Himalayan component. The 14s are what, they are northern part. Okay, the which river is in the northern part, they want to they want to make a dam onto them, they want to correlate all the rivers. Okay. And I think you have to enjoy this video, and you get some little bit of information. Then Jai Hind, and meet in the next video.